about 12:15.
All right.
I'd like to kick off. We got a kind of a full agenda today. I want to acknowledge, I see Dr. Jack with us. I want to acknowledge him. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Well, we'll give you a good Rotary welcome there. Good to see you. It's 12:15 or a little thereafter. The meeting is hereby called to order. For all those who can, if you would join, hang on just a second. Join me and my friend here with our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, we would like to have an invocation by Reverend David Blupert.
All right, thank you, President Ed. Let's pray. God, as we come together in this way, we thank you that we do live in a country that provides for us freedoms. Lord, even in times of limitations, we recognize the gifts that we have every day. And among those gifts, we have the continual opportunity, Lord, to share life one with another. Though there may be some limits, there's also untold opportunities, and help us to discover those as you guide us, that we can share our life with others in times of need. Now bless us in all that we do, that we can lift one another up, encourage each other, and provide support to those who have needs around us. Thank you for what you give to us. Now bless us in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Moving right along. See Mr. Noah Myers on the line here. Noah, if you would acknowledge our guests and visitors, and before we move into our program, we're going to have a little bit of a different program today. Want to get you all out of here on time. Ms. Myers, you got the floor, sir.
Ed, is that a subtle hint that I need to abbreviate our humor today?
You're astute, no?
Okay. Well, good afternoon, Farragut Rotarians and friends. And a past Farragut Rotarian is on this call with us, Bruce Williamson. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's been too long. You said it's been 5 years. It just feels like yesterday that you packed up and left East Paradise, and of course now you're in Northeast Paradise. But anyway, it's a pleasure. And before we get started with our program, does anybody have any humor or good news they'd like to share? Dr. Faber, always good to see you, sir. Glad you're up and about, or at least soon to be up and about.
How are you?
Yes, doing well, sir.
I'm fine. If I could just get out of this place.
Well, no, nobody likes being in the hospital. I wish we could come see you, but I don't think we can do that under the circumstances. But we sure wish you good health and Godspeed to get home.
Yes.
Thank you, Jack. Matter of fact, Tom King, you want to update us on a family of Rotary? We've got Jack, I think, covered and in good spirits. What about a few other Rotarians that need our thoughts?
Doc Pratt had foot surgery again yesterday, and I think he's doing okay. Not sure if he's on the call today. I tried to call Betty Cisco this morning, but didn't connect with her. And Marianne Ingram's husband, Rich, is still in the ICU at Park West because there's a backup for rooms on the heart floor. And so they're trying to get him into a room on the heart floor there. He had a heart attack Monday afternoon at home. And somebody's in there doing something with Jack Faber now. Not sure who that was buzzing. But anyway, I think that's about all we've got. Unless someone else knows something I don't know about someone. And
Anybody else? What about some news or humor? Ron Lawrence, or I guess you're probably still in celebration. I think it started last week, so he's probably not on the call.
he is.
On the call.
He is on the call.
I am here. This past Monday night, won on Ted's image. This coming, or at least tonight, then the trainer shows him back, and hopefully we'll win. And this coming Friday night, I'll take him back in the first ever World Grand Championship class. So people posted on what the results are.
Excellent. So, and when do you plan on? I see your RV in it. Are you coming straight home, or are you going to do some more traveling?
Oh, I stay down here, and I won't come back until Sunday. So I'm here in the coach.
All right. Well, great.
I understand.
Sure.
My aunt and uncle from New Jersey, they do.
Anybody else with any interesting news out there?
Yeah, I understand. All right. It shouldn't be anymore unless it wants to be sassy. So I don't know.
Jack, we might get you to hit your mute button when you get a chance. Otherwise, we're going to be listening to your sponge bath here in a few minutes. I'm not sure we want to see or listen to that. All right. I'll share a little bit of interesting, well, it's kind of exciting news. It's more of a father bragging on his daughter, but my daughter threw a no-hitter for the middle school softball team last week at CAK, which as like I said, a doting father, I got to brag a little bit. But anybody else want to share some good news?
I'll just share an update. In between board meeting and this meeting, I saw Matt downstairs, Terry Kerb's son, ask him about Terry. They're on their way back home. They were in Amarillo, Texas yesterday. Supposed to be in Oklahoma today, and I told him I need to avoid Oklahoma, but you probably have a better travel trip. But anyway, they're supposed to be home this weekend.
Well, you're killing me, David, but it is good that he's going to be home. But it unfortunately, when you're crossing the country on I-40, it's tough to avoid Oklahoma. And there's not a lot to see between Amarillo and Oklahoma City, except a pretty good crosswind is about all you're going to see. Maybe a few oil derricks and some windmills. There's big wind farms out there now because the wind blows nonstop. It's pretty wild. So did he stop at the Big Texan? Do you know?
I don't know what his stops were out that way. I just told Matt he probably won't want to sit down when he gets back home after riding all that.
I doubt it. I bet you're right. Didn't know if he was going to try that old 76-ounce steak or not. But anyway, anybody else with some news they'd like to share? Well, Ed Jones, I think we've covered it. I'm going to hand it back over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Noah. I'm trying to get back in here. There we are. Lost everybody. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good to see everybody. I know we had a discussion earlier, Noah, with Bruce. Just want to acknowledge him and give an opportunity to say hello to everybody.
I have to remember to take my laptop off of mute. I've done this in commission meetings and people are hand waving and everything to try to get my attention to take it off mute. But it's good to be back. I'm visiting for the holiday and actually enjoying summer weather. As I was saying to my friends here before the call started, Maine is looking forward to the return of winter in a few weeks. So it's wonderful to be here. East Paradise is a perfect name for it. Good to be back.
Thank you, Bruce. Good to see you. Okay, we're going to move right along here. Got a few announcements coming from the board members from the board meeting that we previously had. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to everybody our new Rotary Foundation chair. That person, the board voted to replace Mr. Scott Weinstein with Mr. Bill Rice. Give applaud for our new Rotary Foundation chair, Mr. Bill Rice. Well, certainly, Bill really made my day when I spoke with him, and he is definitely a true Farragut Rotarian, willing to serve, do whatever is needed to do to help us through this time that we're in. In addition to offering to be considered for the foundation chair, Bill also volunteered when we do get back in our face-to-face meetings to help out with our Sergeant at Arms duty. And that's a very, very important task that we have. So again, Bill, thank you so much. I don't know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you have anything you'd like to say, we certainly welcome your comments at this time. But
I was probably feeling a little too generous that day, but hey, happy to help where I can, for sure. And we'll circle back soon, Ed, on who I need to get with to get ramped up on Foundations Committee and all. But looking forward to it.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Reminder, we still need a webmaster. Anybody so inclined to step forward to do that, that's a very, very important job. This is just a reminder that the Weinsteins are moving to Florida, and we have until the end of September in order to fill those important positions. Arlene is the co-chair of our membership, working with past President Doug Powell. Doug has graciously agreed to hold things down until we can get him some help, but we certainly would appreciate somebody stepping up to help him out with those duties. So keep that in mind. I just want to, from the board meeting, Mr. Howard Fast, could you bring us up to speed on a little bit on what we discussed in the board meeting from a financial perspective?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it very much. As you know, we're in a different time, and just for your knowledge, we basically had almost $10,000 more in the bank versus this year, okay, versus last year versus this year. So we are running behind, obviously. So we are basically have almost $5,900 owed to us by the members, our accounts receivable. So today, in the next couple of days, I'll be sending anybody that owes any money to us over 60 days a reminder that they owe the money, and hopefully you send a check. So that's it, Ed. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Fast. We appreciate that. During the board meeting, Mr. Mark Ballard, we have a very, very important project coming up here. Mark, would you like to share with us briefly?
Yeah, excuse me. 2 weeks from this Saturday is Flu Shot Saturday. Seems like we started talking about this a month ago, and now it's getting here real quick. In fact, I was just sitting writing down all the people who have graciously stated that they would help, and I'm assuming the first 2 people who volunteered would be there, assuming Mr. Jack gets out of the hospital, is allowed to be there. Is Jack and Jeannie Faber were the first 2 that sent me an email saying they volunteer. With that said, I am up to about 12 to 15 people. That's way short of 30. Also, I know that Leah Berry has reached out to the Interact at Hardin Valley. Hasn't heard back from them as of what I know today. And if Leah, if you're on, you could fill us in and if that's anything different. I know that Leah and Orly will be there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So 2 weeks from this Saturday is Flu Shot Saturday. It's going to be different than years past because we have to give the shots to the people in their cars. So that being said, it will be different. We will need lots of people directing traffic. So, and thank you, James. I see that. I will add you to the list. We will need all the help we can, but if you read the newsletter this last weekend. Tom made me sound really intelligent with what I gave him. So kudos to Tom, because he had to work hard to do that. But yes, I want all the help I can get, but not if you don't feel safe doing it in any way, shape, or form. I don't want you to think you're going to get exposed to anything. I hope to God we don't. I expect everybody will be wearing masks. We'll be wearing gloves if you're touching the clipboards. There will be sanitizer there. We're going to ask for pens for donations. Doc Pratt has graciously offered some pens. So has Cindy Kraus. So has Sonia Ford. Any of our bank members that have access to pens. The reason we want lots of pens this year is we're not going to ask for the pens back when we hand the clipboard to a car. That's one less thing we have to clean up before we put it back out again. Clipboards are very expensive, so we're not going to do that. We have over 100 clipboards, but if we have a typical outing that we've had in the past, each one of those clipboards will be used between 2 and 5 times between 7:30 and whenever we shut down. So we need lots and lots of pens. And I know every Rotarian group in Knox County is asking their memberships for the same thing. So if you're able to donate pens, drop me an email. My email is, thank you, Megan, I appreciate that. In the newsletter the last couple of weeks, just go back to an old newsletter and click on it or get it off the website, Rotary website. I guess that's all I have, Ed. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm gonna start begging and standing, praying on my knees, asking for people here in a little bit. So.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, this is Jim O'Brien. I got a suggestion for you.
Yeah.
So we're only going to have 4 locations for shots, if I understand correctly. That tells me that there are a number of Rotary clubs out there that used to be involved in Free Flu Shot Saturday that don't have a place to go. So perhaps President Ed might send out, or maybe Ed, you might want to contact the assistant district governor to ask other Rotary clubs for people who might volunteer to come and help Farragut.
Actually, I got an email from Dan Hipsher yesterday asking for my list of people, because he's already coordinating who gets what. He's already doing that. We've already had part that came out of our Zoom meeting with the News Sentinel and Empty Stocking Fund and Charlie Barnett last week is, okay, how many do you have? How many do you, if you have extra, where can we put them? And the other tidbit of news that's not confirmed yet, but it looks like the only place you're going to be able to get a senior vaccine is Farragut. And that's if Charlie can get these people from CVS to do what they need to do to be able to do it. And that's still an if, but we're expecting to be able to provide 4 lanes of traffic in cars to give shots out. We will have plenty of student nurses to do. We will not have to do only contact we're going to have with the cars is when we hand them the clipboard and when we get the clipboards back. That's it. We won't be doing anything with the shots. That will be all student nurses and the doctors. So we will have very limited contact with people coming in to get the shots. But we are going to need lots of people to help direct traffic, because instead of having a line standing outside or serpentining inside, we got to do it with cars through the parking lot. And that's what's going to be we're going to have some strong-willed people to direct traffic. And that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that, the update. As I hope that we don't lose any members due to my technical incompetence here, but we're going to have attempt the breakout rooms. What we'd like to accomplish, and this is what's different about this meeting as opposed to what we've done in the past, is I'd like to give every member or every participant on this call an opportunity to share your ideas with the board. Particularly, we are looking at fundraising. The fundraising committee has been very, very busy, number of novel ideas in trying to operate during the pandemic. And you heard what the shortfall is compared to last year, 10K, and we've got about $6,000 in membership dues out there. So we do have some challenges, and this is not to say that we're hurting. We're not. I'm not saying, but we're just trying to step up and keep up where how we've done things in the past. So one of the breakout rooms will be fundraising, and the other breakout room will be service projects. I've always adhered to the idea that, several heads probably would be better than just one. So this is an opportunity for the members to share. This is just a brainstorming session. We don't expect you to necessarily arrive at a cure-all for whatever it is that we're talking about, but would like to do that. I hear a dog. I don't know if he agrees with this or not, but we'll move ahead. We're going to, at this time, I've created 2 breakout rooms. You're going to be automatically assigned. Megan Belcher and Scott Brokamp will be leading the session on fundraising, and Brian and his co-chair, Brian, forgive me, Sonia Forward will lead the other discussion. So again, if I lose you, I apologize, but this is the first time we're trying something novel here. So creating the breakout rooms, and right now we're going to in breakout room number 1. See Brian Elton, we're not starting, and Megan, I'm gonna move you, exchange you to, I'm gonna open the rooms. You may be moved around as we go. So let's get started. If there's any problem, give me a call, but after, we're gonna have about 25 minutes and we'll get back together at the end and dismiss the meeting. We hope to use whatever ideas come from these breakouts as a board to work with and give us some guidance and directions on what we might be doing as we move forward. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your indulgence and your patience. All right, I see we had a few folks to drop off, but I'm certainly appreciative that those of you that participated in, we're still coming back, people still coming back, but certainly appreciative of you taking part in this activity, and all of your input, as I said, would be gathered and brought back to the board. We'll discuss and we'll try to implement some of these great ideas. The attempt is just to give you a voice and also get things moving. I know we're not about standing still. We'll figure out a way to do things even in the environment that we're in. So thank you so much. Do we have any announcements or anything that anybody would like to bring to the floor or share before we close out? Okay.
Ed, if I may for a second.
Yeah.
I just went through the list of everybody who sent me an email and I misspoke. We're actually at approximately 25 people right now. So I'm still looking for volunteers because not everybody's going to show up.
Great.
But I thank everybody who has sent an email, and it's never too late. Even if you didn't send an email to me and you want to volunteer, just show up. We'll be starting at 7:30. Or be there at 7 because we'll hopefully start giving shots at 7:30. So Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Anybody else? Anything else that we have? Any other business that we failed to talk? Does anybody have any questions of me? Anything I might be able to answer? We're still trying to keep it between the ditches. And again, thank you for your support. At this time, we'll definitely close out. If you would join me in reciting the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair
to all concerned?
Third, will it
build goodwill and better friendships?
Fourth,
will it be beneficial to all concerned?
The meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you again, Farragut Rotarians, and past President Bruce. Good to see you. Hope everybody has a great day and rest of the week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.